Vision. Today I'd like to talk to you about vision. Angie here from My Lifestyle Anytime. The reason I'd like to talk to you about vision is due to a book that I read recently on how to improve your memory in 30 days by Ron White. One of the basic principles that Ron White teaches is to place imaginary pictures around a room in your home so that you can talk about something. So we'll talk about vision, but before we talk about vision, I'd like to actually let you know the imaginary pictures that I have placed in order to talk to you today. Picture 1 is on the stairs as I actually come through the stairs. The imaginary picture I'm picturing is 2 hospital beds, one balancing out the window, the other one further in the distance with 2 eyes on the bed head. Picture 2 is a picture going up the stairwell, and the picture has got a picture of a window on it with 4 panes of glass. In each 4 panes of glass there's a different picture. There's one of ice skates, there's one of flowers, there's one of a park bench, and there's one of people walking dogs. Framing the picture are curtains being drawn back by 2 hands. Picture 3 is on my dining room table. The dining room table has got the picture of a calendar being flicked through. This calendar has beautiful sunrises on, but it represents multiple days. Picture 4 is on the dining room chair. This is a cross. The cross has got a nurse's hat on it, and in the middle of the cross I've got 2 arrows, one pointing right and one pointing left. Picture 5 is a bar stool. The bar stool has got a motif of a brick wall on. On the brick wall is a rope with little knots going through it, which represents straddle. The motif of the wall is actually also surrounded by curtains, which is pulled back and drawn back by 2 hands. Picture 6, I've actually moved into another room, and I've got this now in the oven. I've got the Beast's head from Beauty of the Beast in the oven, with Beauty leaning into the oven, trying to reach into the oven with her hand. There is a wall though between her. There is a trench with some war heroes in this trench, which represents the quote that I would like to quote. So the story goes that there are 2 beds in the hospital. One of the beds is further away from the window. It's occupied by a man who is lying flat in bed and cannot move to get out. The other bed is near the window, which is occupied by a man who gets up each morning, sits on the bed. Each morning though, he gets up around 6 a.m, opens the curtains, and he describes the beautiful view to the man who cannot lie down. He talks about it all year round. He talks about the people in the park who are playing on the swings. He talks about the people sitting on the benches, the people walking their dogs, and he talks about the winter time where you can see the snow on the trees and there's ice skating going on in the pond. He describes the picture in great detail to the man who's lying down, and this brings a smile upon the man's face as he imagines what's going on around him outside while he's unable to move. One day, however, when the man wakes up, the curtains aren't drawn back and he can't ask his neighbour to describe the picture, as the neighbour is no longer there. A nurse walks into the room, and the man asks the nurse, "Where is the man who was next to the window?" And she says, "Unfortunately, he passed away in the night." The man asks to have his bed swapped over and exchanged so he can be actually closer to the window. The nurses agree to this, and they move his bed closer to the window. The next day, the man, he actually pulls himself with a rope ladder from the bed to the sitting position so he can reach the window. He pulls back the curtain, and all he sees is a brick wall. He's disappointed with this. He opens the curtains, looks at the brick wall just as the nurse arrives back into the room, and he says to the nurse, "Every morning for the last few months, the other patient was telling me the visions he was seeing and what he could see that was keeping my day alive. But now he's not here, I've opened the curtains and discovered the brick wall." The nurse says the other man was blind. He chose what he could see. So this now comes to the quote. The quote I'd like you to take with you today is from Andy Warhol. And it is. Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Look for the beauty in things around you as you go about your daily life. If you'd like to hear from me more, please subscribe to the channel or follow on Facebook. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye for now.